Welcome to Allied Services High School Hoops on MyTV WQMY, sponsored by Hazelton Honda.
Welcome inside the St. Francis Xavier Center. We're in Scranton, Lackawanna County. Tonight, it's the opening round of the PIAA State 4A playoffs as District 4 champion Danville battles District 2 champion Scranton Prep. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Ide, and welcome to Allied Services High School Hoops, sponsored by Hazelton Honda. Doug, as we look at the road to Hershey, it's only state champions in the tournament this year, but these two teams right now are peaking at the right time.
Well, you want to be playing your best ball at this time of the year, Bob. Both of these teams are senior-laden with a lot of experience. Don't forget, they both got bounced in the first round last year. A win here gets you all the way to the Elite Eight.
Danville beat Mifflinburg the other day to win the District 4 4A championship. That's their second in 3 years. It's a real good team in Central PA, led by our Toyota Spotlight player, Jagger Dressler.
Yeah, Jagger Dressler, he takes his game seriously. He came up here to play AAU ball. He's been the most consistent Ironman all year. He kept Danville afloat in the district final when they were struggling. He scored almost 60 points in the last two wins, but he also rebounds and he finds his teammates as well.
Scranton Prep, meantime, is a 7-time District 2 champion. They beat Mid-Valley at the arena the other day. Their inside game has really started to take up a lot of time and a lot of good play from our other Toyota Spotlight player, Robert Rossi.
Robert Rossi, I think he's probably one of the premier players in District 2. He's a tough matchup for opponents' defenses. He's got great instincts, great footwork. He's got great body control. He gets up quickly. He can dominate games at times. He's averaging 13 and 7.
It's a big game for both teams. So what are the keys to the game, Doug Walsh?
Well, if you're Danville, you normally like to play an up-and-down game. They may be a little bit more deliberate on running their sets on the offensive end. Defensively, they rebound well as a unit. They need to allow one shot by Prep each trip. And lately, Prep's defense has been stellar. They want to continue that, but they've been a little careless with the ball. They must limit their turnovers against this good Danville defense.
These two teams have met twice in the PIAA playoffs. The last time in 2012, they split each time. We should have a good one here in downtown Scranton. It's Danville and Scranton Prep, the opening round of the 4A playoffs.
You're watching Allied Services High School Hoops on MyTV WQMY, sponsored by Hazelton Honda.
Here are your Hazelton Honda starters for Danville. 16-1 coming in. They've won 15 straight games. KJ Riley and Zach Gordon in the backcourt. Jagger Dressler, we talked about him as our spotlight player. Very, very physical forwards. Harward and Victor round out your Danville starting lineup. For Scranton Prep Cavaliers, 12-5 coming in. They've won 4 straight. Scoff and Ferguson Bednars are your guards. And then Cobb and Rossi are your forwards. They are your Hazelton Honda starters. Referees tonight from District 11, Robert Bennett, John Hymans, and Jarrett DiGirolamo. So expect a very physical game going off of what we've seen in the championship games. How will the referees ref it? I think that will be determined early on.
Well, that's a good point, Bob. If it's a tight whistle, that'll favor the Cavaliers because they're a little deeper and they're a little bigger when they go deep. Shamokin has him baffled up, going zone. Maybe just one trip, though, just to throw him a little curve.
Prep putting up some big points in the District 2 playoffs, averaging 70 points per game, giving up just 51. That's in the District 2 playoffs, 59 on offense all year long in the Lackawanna League. And our first basket underneath, Michael Scoff.
Well, Prep has struggled with zone a little bit this year, but they like to play that short corner, and they put Scoff down there in the short corner. He can jump with the best of them, and you saw that great move inside.
KJ Riley stripped up to Scoff. Rossi, he runs the court. Cobb is there for the garbage put in, 4-0 Scranton Prep.
Now, Prep wants to play at a fast pace. So does Danville usually, but I think the faster pace will help Prep tonight rather than Danville. I think Danville may want to slow it down just a tad.
So Cobb on the reach picks up the foul. The Ironman, coached by Gary Grosier, his first season. we'll talk about later, but he took over for Lenny Smith, who was the coach of the Ironmen for 18 seasons. So here's the Ironmen, 72 points per game on the year. They have some big wins over some teams that are in the state playoffs, including Williamsport and St. John Newman on their season. Bednars for 3.
Now just the start that the Cavaliers wanted on their home floor, and just the start that Danville didn't want on the road.
Danville led Mifflinburg the other night, 19-4. That was in the first, towards the second quarter, but Mifflinburg, to their credit, battled all the way back and made it a close game the rest of the way. Prep off the rebound, Bednar's on the run. Dressler's back, and it's knocked away by Harward, and it will remain Cavalier ball. Up and down pace, Cavaliers really pushing it.
Well, that's saved by Dressler knocking the ball out of bounds, and you see the long-range bomb there. You see that saved Danville a timeout, because had Scranton Prep scored to whip 9-0, Danville would have had to call timeout, but good hustle by Danville getting back on D, saved the timeout.
Cobb's shot off the mark. Dressler, he'll push it. Danville in the orange, in the blue, a purple, and we will foul. Dressler, jump ball, they're going to call it. It will stay Ironman ball underneath.
Now you see Dressler likes to push it. He likes to score. He scores in a lot of different ways. You make the call. Looks like it might be a jump ball.
Back out to Dressler. He's had some huge games in the playoffs in District 4, including a 31-point effort against Athens. He had 28 in the finals against Mifflinburg. By far, maybe one of the best players in District 4. There are some very good players out there, though, I will say.
Well, that league down there, the Heartland Conference, always produces some solid players, and they always want to play at the next level.
Here's Andrew Kettle, 8th season here at Scranton Prep. Riley just off the mark. Scoff would push it, and it's taken away by Dressler. He doesn't have the numbers. Pop shot, no good. Dressler has 24 threes on the year, so he can shoot long range. I think it's got to be difficult for a team coming in to any place to really get the rhythm and find, how you're going to see the depth perception and everything in a new arena.
That's true. You got two different backgrounds here on the baskets, and it does make a difference.
Let them play. Very physical so far. Ferguson stepped out of bounds.
Boy, as you said in the open, Bob, both teams playing really solid defense of late, and you could see it early on. Prep's defense is a little bit better to start, but they're picking up full court, and they're on a mission here on the defensive end.
KJ Riley, made a double dribble, but they didn't call it. Danville still looking for their first field goal. 0 for 4 so far.
Well, that game you were talking about the other night, they ran into a little bit of a scoring drought. They were up 19-4, and then it was pretty close at half, so they had trouble at times scoring.
Crossover, shot, Bednars now has 5.
Now you see Scoff with a great defense hustling back. They say he gets up, and he gets up quick.
That's going to stop the drought for Whitner from downtown. His 15-3 on the year. Coach Grozier, I think, waiting for the media timeout before he makes any adjustments. Rossi inside. Rossi from behind block. Cobb, no good. And here's Danville. Sorensen, Gordon trailing.
Now, if you're Danville now, you hadn't scored in 3.5 minutes, and you look up at the scoreboard, and you're only down 4 points. You're off now you're back in the 1-3-1 zone, but you've kind of weathered the storm, even though you were struggling early. Trying to get out in transition, a good hustle by.
5 straight from the Ironmen after they trailed 9-0. Inside to Dressler, and he'll go to the foul line after the break. We have a good one here in downtown Scranton. The Cavaliers lead the Ironmen by 4.
Tonight's Twin Hills weight loss marquee matchup is out on top. KJ Riley, extremely athletic and loves to drive it. He kicks to his teammates, but he also finishes well in traffic. Gavin Bednarz can score in a lot of different ways. He's quick off the dribble, pulls up with a nice mid-range jumper, and he can shoot it from deep as well. And that's tonight's Twin Hills weight loss marquee matchup.
There's KJ Riley, the senior quarterback of the football team. He threw for over 7,000 yards in Danville history. They, of course, won the District 4 4A championship under Danville. Out there, they had a nice season. Nice little run, too, in states. KJ Riley, a very talented athlete. So Dressler goes to the line to shoot 2, and his first one is up and good for the 6'3 senior.
I can see 2 now. Brady Hill in there for Danville. He's in there to get some rebounds. He's a solid rebounder. He got 7 the other night. And they also come with Connor Persing, who was the hero the other day.
7 straight points now for Danville. They weathered a little bit of a fast pace from prep early on. Rossi inside the turnaround.
Yeah, Danville thought he got away with the little walk, and he may have.
So Carson Persing stripped by Scoff. Missed the dunk. We know he has some hops, but he kind of one-handed that and couldn't get it to go through, but Prep gets the ball. Bednarz.
I think he took off a little bit too early.
Block on Danville as Brady Hill is inserted into the game. The 6-foot senior, he picks up the foul.
Now, they figured he kind of slid over a little bit. He had his position, but here you see the missed dunk. He kind of took off a little bit too early.
So Gavin Bednarz, leading scorer for Prep, is at the free throw line, 67% on the season. Hill, after the foul, takes a seat. Robert Rossi takes a seat as Brandon Roach will spell him, and Bednarz with the second.
Well,
he makes both.
Look for full court pressure here again. Yeah, with Rossi out in the lineup, they may do a little trapping here as well.
Rossi got in some foul trouble against Mid-Valley the other day, so maybe Coach Kettle wants to give him a little bit of a rest early on, so he's fresh for the second half. Nice drive from KJ Riley, his first 2 of the game.
Boy, there's that athleticism we were talking about, Bob. A little pump fake, and he finishes with the left hand. He finishes with both hands real well.
Danville just giving up 47 points per game this year. They played some excellent defense, especially in the District 4 playoffs. They beat Athens 86-39 to Danville, Midwest 79-30, as Bednar is feeling it.
Yeah, in that Athens game, they forced 19 turnovers in the first 3 quarters.
So 9 for Gavin Bednarz, leading the way for Scranton Prep. We're in the first quarter for a first round of the PIAA playoffs, just champion tournament this year. Riley backing down Ferguson. Here comes Ferguson pushing it. Scoff, Roach is standing there, missed the layup. Riley pulls the save down.
Good job by Riley, recognizing they didn't have numbers to back it out, and he got a good look.
Sorensen from Persing from downtown. Carson Persing.
Credit KJ Riley. He knew he didn't have the numbers, and he backed it out, and Persing spotted up.
Well, how about Persing? Comes back in the Mifflinburg game. Didn't play all season, Doug. Hits the game-winning 3 under 20 seconds.
And he also came up with the steal to get them the possession, yeah.
Blocked inside. Still, they're letting him play, Doug.
Oh, I like it. I like it. There's some good blocks. There's been 3 or 4 good blocks already in this game. Yeah,
Dante Harward, with the charge. And Andrew Ferguson took that one right in the gut.
I think he got the wind knocked out of him because Harwood's a big fella. You see the great block, Harwood, and then down the other end he missed the charge. But I like it. There's some good blocks in there. They're letting the players play the game and decide the game.
Yeah, 2 very physical teams, as we talked about at the start of this game. And right now the referees are letting them play, be a little physical. And here's the last meeting. We talked about last meeting was 2012. Danville won that one, as you see, by 11. But back in 2000 and 8. Prep won, so they're 1-1 in the playoffs.
Now this is the rubber match, but neither of these coaches were here at
Nope.
that time. But they know it is the rubber match. Don't kid yourself. They know it's 1-1 this series.
Bednar's almost stripped from behind. Looks like Prep wants to play for the last shot here in the first quarter. 3-point ball game. Prep led 9-0 early on.
Well, you see Danville switches all the screens and all the handoffs.
Good position inside. Roach hammered, and they're going to get a foul. Nice work.
They're going to get dressed. They're not on the block shot, but going for the. Oh no! It looks like they got Aiden Wichter. Oh, they're giving him 2. Yeah, they called Aiden.
Oh, Gary Grozier, yes, is talking and pleading with the officials. Roach is standing at the line, the 6'5" senior. He'll get the ball to shoot from the charity stripe. 17 for 23 on the year, 73%. And Roach has really come on of late. We saw him against North Pocono, and you see the foul again. He had 14 against Wallenpaupack. Coach Kettle was messing with the starters throughout the year, and then Cops kind of found his place, or Roach too.
Well, he's going with the best defensive guys, and you know, you got to go with a little leadership too. So this late in the game, you got to go with trying to get a bomb here. They got the bomb.
Well, the football part of the game is going well for Danville. We have a 2-point game in the PIAA opening round of the 4A playoffs. Quarter number 2 is on the way. We're back in Scranton at Scranton Preparatory School. Easy for me to say here at the St. Francis Xavier Center. Danville coach Gary Grozier, a lot of controversy, but Lenny Smith after 18 seasons was let go. Gary Grozier comes in, he has some background. He was a coach at Benton from 92 to 98. He was an assistant coach with the Danville girls. He was hired June 24th of 2020. You know, Lenny Smith had a good rapport with this team last couple of years, but you know, changes happen. You have to deal with them. I think Danville's dealt with them the best they can.
Yeah, and you know, especially in this time, you have to adapt to change, and both the coaches and the players have adapted to the change.
Turnover by Prep. Riley just being hawked, and he's going to get a foul. Is that on Rossi or Scoff? We'll have to see.
Well, again, good play by Riley. Knew he didn't have the numbers, so he was trying to back it out, looking for somebody spotting up. Nobody could spot up.
The foul will go on
Ryan.
Ryan.
Here, yeah, they like to get the Harwood on the curl on the inbounds play every time.
Foul was on Ryan McAndrew, number 3, his first. Both teams have 3 fouls. Riley trying to get a screen. Down the middle. And almost put that one in from his hip.
Again, what athleticism just to get that shot off after he tripped and was falling.
Well, someone is feeling at home tonight in this gym.
He doesn't need much time, and he doesn't need much space. He's got a quick release.
He has 11 of the 19 for the Cavaliers. Harward thought about it. Now he's going to push in and get a foul on Rossi.
Now, Harwood presents a problem because he's a big fella, and he can bang inside, but he can also step out and shoot the 3, so it's a tough guard for Prep.
Well, Harward started out the season on fire. How about 36 against Shikellamy?
Yeah.
That's the opening game of the season for them in January. Here we say the foul again.
Yeah. They were worried about that. Rossi, Coach Kettle is trying to get an explanation. They were worried about Rossi getting foul trouble. As you said, he is foul prone, and he had trouble in the Mid-Valley game, but Coach Kettle is pleading his case, but to no avail.
So 2 free throws for the 64% free throw shooter from the Figure Law Firm free throw line. So we're back to within 3.
1-3-1 by Danville. You know what this does too, Bob? This slows Prep down a little bit on the offensive end. As we said before, this is a game that Danville wants to play a little bit more deliberate, even though they're out and running here.
Gordon to Riley, little scooper. 1 point game. Bednarz downtown. Gavin Bednarz. His second three of the game. They're coming fast and furious. Harward from downtown.
I'll tell you what, this is entertaining. You don't see high school games like this, but I'm glad we see this one.
That's 37 threes on the year for Harward. Bednarz thought about it. We call that the downtown three. Way downtown.
I think he realized he was a bit too far. Yeah, they're trying to get Cobb posted up, and they do have him.
That's a little scooper from Cobb.
That's like a, oh no, good shot.
Foul underneath as Riley was trying to post up.
Yeah, I think they can get McAndrew on a hold.
Yeah. It's 2 on Ryan McAndrew.
Now you see the long-range bomb by Bednarz, but quickly up the floor. And Harward knows what to do. He spots up. He leads the team in three-pointers made, so gets one right back.
Ferguson back in, and Noah Sorensen makes his first appearance here. The 6'2 junior, number 2 for Scranton Prep. Brady Hill also back into the game for Danville. Carson Persing. He likes those threes, and he's starting to get into game form. And we're tied at 24 in downtown Scranton.
Boy, you gotta love his gumption. He's only in the game there 2 seconds on that sub, and he gets one up.
Riley the
again.
strip.
He's such a great defender too, Riley.
Makes a move. Harward is Jerry McNamara range. No good.
Well, I think if he had to do it again, he would have shot it the first time rather than the pump.
You can see the athletic ability from Danville, can't you? I mean, you know
Everybody.
they're athletes,
Yeah,
but
everybody, yeah.
Yep. Bednarz no good, and it's going to go off a Danville player.
Brady Hill looking for a foul, a bump, but it was his teammate Harward that banged into him.
Sophomore Zach Gordon back into the game as KJ Riley takes his first break. Under 5 to play in the half. Prep started the game fast with a 9-0 lead. We have a underneath foul against Hill, it looks like, and he's looking like, what did I do?
Yeah, they bottled him up. Good scout there by Danville. They knew that they were going to come with a down screen off the inbounds play, and they bottled him up, but Bob Bennett said, you were holding him, Mr. Hill.
That's Brady Hill's second foul of the game, the 4th on Danville. Another steal for the Ironmen. Jagger making the moves, and he'll go to the line.
I think they're going to get Cobb.
That's Cobb's second foul on the game. Here we go again.
Yeah, you see a lot of hands in there, a lot of slapping, and it'll send Dressler to the line. You know, think about this Danville team, Bob, is they're all good. Every one of them is good. You know, you can't just key on one player. It's tough to prepare for a team like that everybody can score.
I'm sure Coach Kettle wanted to take out Jagger Dressler from the game. He doesn't have a field goal. 3 all from the free throw line.
Now, you know what he's good at, though, Bob? He doesn't force it, lets the game come to him, and he gets his teammates involved. He knows everybody's going to be keying on him, and he's patient.
I believe the scoreboard is wrong. It should be 26-24 Danville.
Yeah, they got it now.
They were correct. So Danville takes their first lead of the game after trailing early. Shot off the mark by Ferguson.
Right, good job by Danville on the glass.
Yeah, no second shot opportunities.
There's probably only been 1 or 2 for Prep.
So getting off the bus, Danville's finally found their legs, especially this sophomore hits his 3rd 3 of the game for Carson Persing. And if you think about it, that's 4 straight because he hit 1 at the end of the Mifflinburg game.
Yeah. Well, you know that Coach Kettle's waiting for the media timeout, but he can't wait any longer.
So a 30-second timeout by Andrew Kettle. He almost was forced to, as Danville has battled back for a 5-point lead. It's a bat fitter timeout, Doug.
Okay. Well, you know, he looked up at the clock after he made the last 3, thinking, hey, should I call timeout? But he was trying to wait for the media timeout, but the pace was getting a little out of control. It was starting to favor Danville. Well, you got to credit Danville. You see this is the long ball here, and if you see after this is Persing, as you said, Bob. That's 4 straight. And right there, you can't see it, but out of the picture, Coach Kettle looked up at the clock to see how much time was left to see when he can get that timeout. But it's a good timeout. He has to talk his team over. They were kind of reeling a little bit. Now, with how long can you go with Rossi on the bench? You know, I know he's got the foul trouble, but they need his presence inside.
Well, since it was 9-0, it's a 29-15 run for the Ironmen.
You know, you got to credit Danville. They stayed patient. They didn't get rattled on the road, down 9-0, and then they played that good defense and kept it close. And now they're on top.
That goes out of bounds, and that should be our timeout. 3:29 left, 5-point lead for the visiting team from Danville. So here's what run Danville has gone on. Their last loss, the Loyal Sock, which won the District 4 3A championship. And it's 15 straight wins, and they've really been on a roll so far. So big wins. I mean, St. John Newman, they're in the playoffs. They're the 1A, 4A. Shikellamy won the 3A District 4 championship. And Williamsport, of course, was with Scranton in the finals at the arena the other night.
And look at those scores. They're not just wins. They're blowing people out. You know, they only had really 2 close games outside of the loss.
Ironman on the road. The winner will play Middletown on Saturday at Middletown. Well, what a pass from Riley.
I think it went through Cobb's legs.
I do too.
I don't know if he did that by design, but I think it went through Cobb's legs.
We'll have to see that one again. Cue that one up. That could be the pass of the year.
Well, Prep historically this year has struggled with zone, and you got to credit Danville for realizing that, because the zone has them a little bit befuddled.
Caffarella, Scoff. Back of the rim for Caffarella, but Scoff pulls down a nice offensive board. Blocked from behind, Harward. Riley takes it away, and he's quickly fouled.
A little lackadaisical there. Yeah, here's the pass. It seems like it might have went through his... Oh, they tried to kick it, but he missed it.
I thought it went through his legs as well.
Riley again on the defensive end on this end. He's given Prep fits, and then Nicholas Caffarella with a little frustration grabs and fouls him. That puts Riley on the line.
Yeah, 1-1 with 2:35 to play in the half. KJ Riley, 57% on the year. That's one thing both these teams have struggled with, the free throw line tonight, but the Figured Law Firm free throw is in for Riley for his 5th point tonight. Gavin Bednars is out, nor Sorensen takes a seat for the Cavaliers.
You see Rossi back in the game too, Bob. Hopefully they're banking that he won't get the foul, but Prep's relying on the jumper a little bit too much. They're not getting anything going toward the basket. They're not getting any post play, so he's in there. I'm sure they're going to feature him 1 or 2 possessions.
Well, don't look now. The Ironmen, Doug, lead by 9.
Yeah, they're doing it with great defense, Bob.
They have a lot of steals and a lot of turnovers for this Prep team.
No, we said one of his keys, Coach Kettle, they turned the ball over quite a bit, and they certainly are tonight.
Out to Bednars from Rossi. Can't make the free, but it's taken away by Harward, and they're going to say it's a jump ball. And possession arrow to Danville.
You got to just credit Dante Hardwood there for sheer strength. Bednars had it in his hand, and Harward said, I'll take that. You see, he has it, and then the strength of Harward.
Yeah, I talked about Danville being physical. You see right there how physical they are. Harward, no foul.
Unfortunately, he fumbled it there. He had an easy one. They ran a nice little set for him. If he hadn't fumbled it, he would have had an easy one.
Perhaps gone kind of cold to a foul. That's going to...
Yeah, they're going to get Riley, but it's only the team's 5th, so you can live with that. Just got to make sure, though, if you're Danville, you don't 5 team fouls, and Hill has 2 of them, so just got to make sure you stay out of foul trouble, because the depth of Prep is a little bit better than the depth of Danville's.
Zach Gordon back in the game for Danville, number 4. So they Ironman in their orange, still playing the zone, blocked out. Prep ball, we're 91 seconds away from our Toyota halftime.
You see good active hands there by Zach Gordon. Everything seems to be a struggle for the Cavaliers in the last 15 or so minutes.
Yeah, they've gone cold. Not shooting a very high percentage of field goals, missed some layups as well. And now we have a 3-on-1. Oh, really good defense by Ferguson to get a hand on that.
Yeah, he saved the basket because they did have a 3-on-1 coming at him. Dressler had to do it all over again. I think he would have bounced that ball. Now they try to watch Harwood after the ball comes inbounds. Trailing, they'll spot him up for a 3 sometimes on the side out of bounds.
Back out to Zach Gordon, the sophomore, who'll give it over to the senior KJ Riley. And they're going to work a little bit of the clock.
I don't think they'd go for 1, no.
Go for a long 3 by Dressler. Here come the Cavaliers. Trailing by 9, under 1 minute to play in the half.
In this zone, they're doing a good job shutting down the driving lanes, Danville is.
Inside the Caparella, just taken away by KJ Riley. He pushes the pace.
They might pull it out and go for 1. Well, maybe not.
Maybe not. How about Victor from downtown? They get a big board. Harward, spin. No foul. May have tripped on his own feet. And we have a jump ball to Scranton Prep. But give the Ironmen a lot of credit. They're on the floor. They're diving for everything tonight.
Yeah, Harward came up a little bit lame there. Nice spin move. He's got great footwork. He just kind of lost his footing there and kind of fell on his own. You see the nice spin move there, and I don't know, he may have stepped on Rossi's foot, got a little off balance there, but he's got good footwork.
Referees just have to watch it. The physical doesn't go over beyond that. Under 10. Prep looking for the last shot. No foul. Oh, a foul underneath against Prep. Harward was grabbed by Caffarella.
Yeah,
And Dante will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1 with 0.8 seconds on the clock.
Now, not a real smart play by Caffarella because they're 90 feet away from the basket. Can't possibly score from there. Now they can. They got this guy. They got this guy on the line. He's a pretty good foul shooter.
Yeah.
Dante Harward.
Have to keep your emotions in check in this game.
I guess I jinxed him.
Nope. Back.
Look at this. Oh!
Well,
that would have counted. That would have counted.
Yep, it would have counted it around. So, Danville comes to Scranton. They lead the Cavaliers by 9 as we head to the Toyota halftime report. When Doug and I return, we'll have some stats and highlights from a very entertaining first half of the PIAA Class 4A Boys State Playoffs.
I'm now joined by Mike Helene. He is the Program Director for Developmental Services here at Allied Services. Mike, can you tell me a little bit about your job?
Well, as you said, I'm the Program Director for Residential Services here at Allied Services for people with intellectual disabilities. Our program has been in operation since 1980. We provide services for 109 individuals within the community, 2 campus programs that have 84 residents in them, and we have 2 programs in the Lackawanna County community of the Greenridge area and 2 programs in Carbondale.
Wow, and you've worked here for 42 years, so what would you say has been the best part?
The best part is I think that I've been with Allied Services my entire adult life. I started as a direct care worker in 1978, and I've just stayed for the duration through clinical positions and management positions. You know, it's just something that I just feel compelled to do every day. I just come to work every day.
So I'm sure you've seen coronavirus affect a lot of jobs here, but how have you seen it affect the developmental services?
For our residents, I think the greatest thing has been the inability to see their families. It is unbelievable the emotions that are displayed between moms and dads and our residents who have not seen them since March.
Well, Mike, I'm sure a lot of these families are very appreciative of the work that you do every single day. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your time.
Back in downtown Scranton at the St. Francis Xavier Center, Danville out of District 4, taking care of Scranton Prep out of District 2, 33-24. Welcome back upstairs, Bob-eyed Mr. Douglas Walsh, and Doug, 9-0 Scranton Prep run to begin the game. All Danville after that. Cavaliers haven't scored in the last 5 minutes and 30 seconds of this first half.
Well, they weathered the storm. You know, Danville comes up here at the long trip from down around the Shamokin area down that way, long bus rides. They weathered the storm. Prep comes out hot. You know, you're on our floor. Here you go. They take the first punch and 9-0. Since then, it's 33-15 for Danville.
Jagger Dressler, who put up 31 points and 28 points in the District 4 playoffs. He only has 4, so they're playing good defense. Scranton Prep is, but the rest of the team has really stepped up their game, including sophomore Carson Persing, 3 from 3 from downtown.
Oh, they look for him on the perimeter. You know, he trails the play. They spot him up, you know, and they're welcoming him back. He hasn't played in a long time. You know, he just got back from an injury, but they welcomed him back the other night with a big steal and a 3, and they're going to keep giving it to him because he's knocking them down.
The guy I think we thought needed to have a good game, Robert Rossi, has been really neutralized.
Well, the Prep's relying on the outside game a little bit too much on the jumper. Rossi got a little foul trouble, and he's a little bottled up inside. The zone is not letting him get the ball. They're bottling him up inside. So, you know, you got to credit Danville for doing a good scouting job. The zone is really has Prep in a bind.
Let's take a look at some first half highlights. A very entertaining first half at best. So Mike Scoff got things rolling underneath the little basket, and as I said, Prep came out, and Gavin Bednarz with 15. They led 9-0. But after that, it was pretty much all Danville, as you see. Again, Bednarz putting up some nice threes. But then from downtown, Aiden Wichter got things started, and that kind of opened up things for Danville, and Persing again from downtown.
Yeah, you see they look for him. You know, Harwood knew he was trailing a little bit. Then the long bomb here, the pass to Zach Gordon. These guys are athletes, every one of them. You know, Bednar's doing his best to keep them in the goal game, but you can't just keep relying on those jumpers. And they spot up. Harwood spots up real nice. He's, you know, as we said, he leads the team in threes. And then again, there's Persing. He doesn't need much time to get it off, and a beautiful pass there by KJ Riley. KJ Riley doing a real good job controlling this game on the defensive end as well. He's got about 4 steals, and he's got some deflections, and he's got them out and running.
Both teams back on the floor. We'll break down some scoring when we return here on Allied Services High School Hoops, sponsored by Hazelton Honda. Oh, nice little crowd on hand, about 150 patrons, give or take, a little bit more. So Danville, how parents are here, Scranton Prep parents, couple students. Of course, there you see the cheerleaders from Scranton Prep as well. So, you know, get a little normalcy back around the country, and especially here as we start the state tournament and the run to Hershey.
Yeah, the limited amount of fans kind of takes the home court advantage.
Yeah.
You know, yes, you're on the court that you practice on all the time, but a lot of times the crowd and the student body can sometimes get you over the edge, and you don't really have that with this limited amount of fans here, but it's good to see fans in the stands anyway.
Gavin Bednarz with 15 points, Matt Cobb with 4 and 5 rebounds. KJ Riley for Danville, 6 points, 4 assists, and 4 steals. And Robert Rossi, who was our spotlight player for Scranton Prep, has 1 field goal in the game and 1 foul. So they're going to need, Prep is going to need him in the second half if they want to get back in this one.
Well, they're going to have to get him on the floor and keep him on the floor, and they're going to have to establish him. They can't keep relying on the jumper. They're going to have to give him some touches down low. But, you know, Danville's doing a real good job not letting him get the ball.
So we're all set for the third quarter. 4A state playoffs. Winner takes on Middletown down in the Harrisburg area on Saturday. So just champions in this tournament this year due to the pandemic. So at least we have basketball. We've had a real good season. Taken away by Rossi.
Very important for Prep to get off to a good start here to start this second half.
Well, that's a good start for Scoff. His 4th point of the game.
They're going to run a 2-1-2 high post set with Harwood on top, and they're going to work off him. You see the last possession they had a good one, but Dressler just fumbled it. He's going to control the game from the high post.
It's not often you see 2 teams that have purple worked into their color scheme. Harwood pushes it, and he's going to get a foul.
Yeah,
against Cobb.
They're going to call it on the floor, so they're going to take the ball in bounds. Now, Harwood takes it out. And watch him after, Bob. They like to get him on a curl coming in after.
Back out. Inside Gordon. Riley. 2 players in orange there, and it is Dressler who lays it in.
Boy, nice pass by Victor. He knew he was too far underneath the basket. This team shares the ball real well. They play together. They've been playing together for a long time.
Dressler with 6. That was his first field goal of the game. Rossi against Victor. Couple of moves, and Rossi now has 4, his first field goal since the first quarter.
Well, they got Victor on him down there. He could take Victor. They could try to protect Harwood, don't have him guard him. They're going to get Cobb on too much action on him.
That's his 3rd. Brandon Roach now will spell Cobb.
It'll be interesting to see, Bob, as you noted before, how they're going to call this now. They may call this a little bit tighter now to start this 3rd quarter. It was getting a little,
chippy.
I don't want to say, it was getting heated a little bit at the end there, yeah.
So Dressler has 2 field goals in a row, both inside the paint.
He can heat up in a hurry.
As you mentioned, Jagger Dressler played with the NEPA elite up at backcourt here at Riverfront in Scranton. Very familiar with a lot of these players from Prep.
Well, he was fooling around with Scoff before the game, so they know each other well.
Ferguson, a little floater, gets fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Good sportsmanship there by Danville guys. Picked him up off the floor.
Harward, his 2nd. The junior to the line, 77% on the year. Had 19 points for a high this year against Wallenpaupack, and he makes the first one. His first points of the game for the junior.
Well, if you're Prep 2, you're going to have to try to get to the foul line this second half. They didn't get to the line that much in the first half, but you got to do it by driving it, getting the ball inside.
Down to a 7-point game. And good defense by Scoff, causing the turnover.
Now, little Harwood threw the ball in bounds to Dressler, and Dressler had his back to him. KJ Riley saying, hey, I'm open over here. Give it to me. I'm the guy that wants to run the point anyway.
Now, remember, Mifflinburg did come back against Danville. Danville had a 15-point lead, so the Ironmen are susceptible.
Right. Sometimes they have scoring droughts. Now, they already weathered one in the first quarter. They're going down 9-0, but there's that good defense again.
Yeah, Rossi kind of forced it. Luckily, it goes right into the hand of Bednarz. He couldn't make the little jumper.
I see the intensity on the defensive end. is back for the Cavaliers. It was gone there for a little bit in the second quarter.
Gordon gets around Bednarz. Wichter in and out.
Well, if you're Prep, you don't mind that shot. That's not Wichter's specialty, the long ball.
Ferguson, nope. Rebound by Roach. He lays it up and in. Brandon Roach, the senior. He has 3 in the game. Back to a 5-point contest.
Well, let's see if Danville is more patient this time. Yeah, they got a wide open one.
Scoff with a foul, came down gingerly, holding his left leg. He remains on the floor. He's touching his knee. Got kind of tangled up.
Oh, Danville runs 5 out on the perimeter, and they weave it, and they hand off, and they look to drive it. And you see how he comes down. He comes down a little bit.
Awkwardly, yeah.
Yeah, on that left leg. Oh, you hate to see that. And I was saying, Bob, Danville plays 5 out on the perimeter, and they just keep weaving it and handing off, weaving it and handing off until somebody slips or until they get a chance to drive it. And you saw Wichter there slipped and got a wide open one.
So it's a Scranton Prep. We saw them against North Pocono, 12-5 on the year. They've won 4 straight and playing pretty good basketball since we saw them against the Trojans.
Yeah, it took them a while to get going there. You see, you know, but everybody, it took everybody a while to get going because there wasn't a preseason. You know, you come right in and you're playing league games, and then look at the 2 league games they started out with there. Well, 3 league games with with Valley View too. Abington, Scranton, and Valley View. They're tough to play there in a row. But I think they've got the ship righted. They talked things over on the defensive end. They had a few heart-to-heart talks as players and coaches and players, and I think they have things the way they want them the last 3 weeks or so.
So Scoff is up. Doesn't look good when you're helped off the court like that. What a great career, though, for Mike Scoff, the 6'3" senior. Started a couple years. Very good basketball player from a great basketball family.
Yeah, his father was a real good player. Yeah, they have. You hate to see that. You know, he's really struggling to get off the floor there. It's a shame.
So our best wishes to Mike Scoff. You see his dad over there in the stands.
If you're Prep, though, it's got to be, it's the next man up. You know.
Well, that's where a deep bench comes in handy, right?
Yep.
So Wichter, the 6'1" senior at the line, shooting 2. He misses the first. Just a 45% free throw shooter this year.
Now, it'll be interesting to see if they score. They have a little 2-1-2 press sometimes, but no, they're going to back off. Yeah.
So a 6-point Ironman lead here at the St. Francis Xavier Center in downtown Scranton. Oh, Bednarz pushed by Wichter. Calling it close, this District 11 crew.
Yeah, sometimes in halftime the referees get together and talk things over, and they say, "Wait, what did you see? What did you see? What do we need to do in the second half?" And I think the general consensus was, let's call it a little bit closer in this second half. Good job by Harward, stepping in the passing lane. He picks up the foul.
Yep, Sorensen inserted into the game. He picks up his first foul, and already 4 team fouls on Scranton Prep just under 3 minutes in this third quarter.
You see what Danville does, Bob. They anticipate so well on the defensive end.
Still man-to-man from Scranton Prep. Brady Hill into the game for Wichter.
Now you see with all 5 guys now, they're posting up. But now they have all 5 guys on the perimeter. They just keep running outside, handoffs, dribble handoffs, and somebody will slip in the back, or maybe somebody will get an open drive. They're awful patient.
Riley gets the corner, and he lays it up and in.
Boy, that's too strong. You see he used his body to shield off the defender. He initiated the contact and got some space.
You almost wonder if Scranton Prep will go to a zone.
Well, yeah, it's not a bad idea, but when you're down 8, they can milk a lot of time off you.
So Robert Rossi steps out, hits his fifth three on the year, and it's a big one. And we're back to a 5-point game.
Well, you want to get Rossi involved, but if you're Danville, you can live with Rossi taking threes, even though he made that one.
Riley's had his way against Ferguson. There's a push. Ferguson falls down. No call.
Well, Riley thought he could take him off the dribble. Pursing again.
How about Carson Pursing? He can't miss from the outside.
It doesn't matter what gymnasium he's playing in.
Welcome back, Carson Pursing. What a big return for the sophomore.
Also plays wide receiver on the football team.
Rossi a big board. Riley with quick hands, and we have a jump ball that will take us to break. 2:59 remaining in the third. We have a wild one here in downtown Scranton. The Ironmen lead the Cavaliers.
The Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins are taking the ice. Experience the excitement Wednesday, March 24th, as the Pens take on rival Syracuse Crunch. Puck drop is at 7 o'clock, live on MyTV.
Bye-bye, Douglas Walsh. First round of the PIAA 4A Boys Playoff, District 4 and District 2. Right now, District 4, the upper hand, 43-35. Scranton Prep ball out of bounds. Need to put some points up and step things up on the defensive end because Danville is having themselves a pretty good game on the offensive side, like they've had really all playoff long in District 4.
Danville is still in that matchup zone. They're not going through with the cutters, so yeah, they'll trap in the corner.
Prep having a tough time finding an open shot. Turnaround from Rossi. Well, Rossi's starting to heat up. He has 7 in the third quarter.
Now, they need Rossi to score in this game. Now, yeah, he's hit a couple of jumpers there. And I still say, if you're Danville, you can live with Rossi shooting that jumper, even though he's made his last 2.
Yeah, they really no inside game to think of for Scranton Prep.
Right. If he misses, it's one and done if he's not inside.
So a little weave from Danville. KJ Riley out front. That's a foul as Sorensen tried to strip it away from Pursing.
Now they're trying to trap, trying to gamble a little bit out on top. That was a good call, though. A lot of contact there by Sorensen.
15 fouled Scranton Prep. Just remember that. 3-2 on Danville.
Well, it's interesting, Bobby. Danville struggled from the foul line in that game against Mifflinburg. They were 4 for 16 in the fourth quarter against Mifflinburg in the final, so I don't think that's not in the back of their mind.
They get it into KJ Riley. Scranton Prep doing their typical trapping. Dressler can't make it. And that'll be a foul. Good hustle for Riley, though, trying to get that loose ball. That'll be his second foul, 13.
Well, he's everywhere in the defensive end. He threw that pass to Dressler from the other side of the floor, and then when the rebound came down, he was the guy that was right there trying to steal it.
81 touchdowns in his career as quarterback at Danville. Not too bad.
He's athletic, that's for sure.
He is athletic.
Yeah.
Another good family, too. So here are the Cavaliers trying to cut into this 6-point lead. Can't get it inside at all.
Without Scoff in the game now, he's usually the guy on the short corner.
Yeah.
They're running Bednar's along the baseline.
Bednar's has kind of gone cold, too. He hasn't scored here in the second half. Rossi, no good. Fight, and it will remain Cavalier ball. So Victor back into the game for Hill. Nice job by Brady Hill to give him some good minutes.
Well, you know what he's in there for, Bob. Give him a couple of some defense and some rebounds, and he banged Rossi around a little bit. It's just what they wanted him to do.
Bednar's with the rebound. Off the miss from Sorensen, and he'll go to the line.
Dante Harward didn't think he committed the foul, but he's got 3 now.
So Gavin Bednar's had 15 at the half, trying to get his first points here in the third quarter. 5'10" senior. He's 2 for 2 on the night. I think that 3 for 3.
Yeah, they're going to get Harward a break.
There you saw the foul.
Yes, yeah. They're going to get him for last minute or so. You know, I thought maybe they'd wait going down the offensive end, but he's going to sit for the remainder of the quarter. They're probably going to end up going for 1 now because they usually run through him on the high post late in the quarter. We'll see what happens here.
Well, Bednar's averaging 14 a game. He has 17 here. And we're back to a 4-point contest. It was 33-24 Danville at the half. So nice little run from Scranton Prep as Gordon misses. It will remain Danville ball.
Again, the anticipation by Riley. Got in there for that rebound. Yeah, see, now you get Harward back on the offensive end. Now you may see them hold for 1. Again, they like to get Harwood coming in after on the curl. They haven't run it yet, though, tonight.
And they ran that out of bounds play the other day for the win. It was Persing, though, hit the 3. Dressler hounded. Persing, step back. That one's way short. And it goes out of bounds. And Prep will have a chance for a last shot of the third. Down 4 now. A nice little run now from Scranton Prep. They picked it up on the defensive side.
Well, Harward's still on the floor with the last possession here. It's got to be careful he doesn't pick up this foul. That's the first time Persing's missed a shot in a week.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, hit the game winner against Mifflinburg and then hit 4 straight here. Yeah, 4. Okay, Prep now a chance to cut into that lead. Under 10 to play. Who's going to get this last second shot? In the corner to Bednar's. He's got it. No foul called. And that's the way the third quarter will end. So Scranton Prep comes out of the locker room after trailing by 9. And we have ourselves a 1-point game here in downtown Scranton. Don't leave. Fourth quarter is going to be outstanding. We got ourselves a 1-point game here in downtown Scranton. Doug, Scranton Prep, 18-10. They've outscored Danville. And here's that last 3.
You see, Gavin Bednar, as I said before, he doesn't need much time. He doesn't need much space. And he had neither of those, and he still knocked it down.
He may have got fouled on that.
They thought Prep thought he got fouled. Yes.
Okay, 43-42. Winner advances in the Road to Hershey, the PIAA Tournament 4A. They take on Middletown on Saturday. Well, we knew it was going to be a good one, and it has turned out to be. Take it away, Rossi. They've really held Dressler down, a guy that's averaging 20 points. He only has 2 field goals in this game. He has 8 points, does Dressler.
And they forced a turnover in there, kind of fumbled it, and then good hustle by Rossi to track it down.
So Prep with a chance to take their first lead here in the second half. They can't make that one. Riley's going to push it. Make a move on Ferguson. He's owned him all night long, but Ferguson comes back with an outstanding block.
Great defense by the Cavaliers. I got to run some sets. Maybe try to feature Rossi.
Dressler pulls down the rebound off the shot.
Well, Coach Grozier wanted them to go. They had some numbers there, but they didn't see it.
Now Riley going to post up. Not good hanging and athletic move from KJ Riley.
Yeah, he can do everything. He can run the show. He can post him up. He's so strong inside. He creates space with his strong body. You saw him do it there.
He has 10. Those the senior. Back to a 3-point game. Rossi, no good. Big board by Harward, and Rossi comes in and grabs it, and possession arrow will stay with Scranton Prep.
I am really impressed by Dante Harward's strength.
Very strong, 6'3" senior. Timeout on the floor called by Prep. And Coach Kettle wants to talk this one over. They have 2 opportunities to take the lead, and they couldn't make either shot. So I think it's a good timeout to get the play you want.
Well, they're going to come with something out of bounds play underneath, you know, and I imagine it's going to be for Bednarz. He's drawing something up now. But if you're Danville, you got to know or think that it's going to be Bednarz. So they may use him as a decoy, you know, get him on the perimeter and then dump it down inside to Rossi.
For Danville, they only scored 10 points in that third quarter, 2 here in the fourth. So since halftime, they really haven't done much offensively.
Yeah. You know, and in the first half, they got a lot of buckets off their defense, and they're not getting those buckets off their defense this second half.
Well, let's see what Coach Kettle did in the Bathfitter timeout. Riley, a little trap, not the place you want the ball.
They got a foul on Victor.
If you're on Cobb, oh, they get a foul on Victor. And for Victor, I have his 3rd. Yep, both teams now at 5 team fouls.
You got to be careful now if you're Danville, because 1 or 2 guys foul out or get into foul trouble.
There it is, Bednarz sneaking underneath, and we have a 1-point game again.
Harward fell asleep on the baseline. He didn't realize the referee handed the ball.
22 for Gavin Bednarz, leading the way for the Cavaliers. Harward spin, and I think foul either on Ferguson or Rossi. But there you see some great athletic ability from Harward.
Well, they run good stuff. They ran a double across the top of the foul line for Harward. They run a semi-screen, you get a roller first, and then they back it up with another one, and they try to get the feature guy is Dante Harwood, and they got him. And they got him to the line. He's so strong. He's got that spin move too. You know, Prep knows he's going to spin, but they fouled him.
So Robert Rossi has 3 fouls, something to watch for, as Harward hits 2 from the line.
Well, you'll see this Gordon, Dressler, and Harward doing much of the ball handling now because they're the best foul shooters in this fourth quarter. You want them at the line if you're going to go to the line.
Back out to Rossi. He has 1-3 in the game. They make that 2 for Robert Rossi, who's heating up in the second half.
I stand corrected. Maybe you don't want Rossi shooting those jumpers.
Well, he had 4 threes coming in. He has 2 already tonight. Timeout on the floor. Danville, we're tied at 47. 5:26 remaining in this game.
Well, they're letting Rossi shoot it, and he said, "Well, if you're going to let me shoot it, I'm going to shoot it." Yeah, again, I don't know how much longer Prep can live with that, and I don't know how much longer Danville can let him keep shooting. So,
well, no matter what, they're tied. A Bathfitter timeout called by the Ironmen. 23-14 the second half for Scranton Prep, and we're tied at 47. Now, Mifflinburg and Danville were tied at 58 in that game. Mifflinburg took the lead, 60-58, and then Persing hit that shot out of an out-of-bounds play. A couple foul shots later, and Danville won their 2nd District 4 4A championship in the last 3 years. And boy, a nice job by this guy, that guy right there, Gary Grozer, a first season here, coming in under COVID situations. He didn't know what players were going to play. Some were injured from football, and he builds a team together. They come together. They're peaking at the right time, and they win.
Yeah, as we said before, a tough situation for both the players and the coaches, but they bought into his system. They had mutual respect for each other. They all kind of got on the same page, and look, the kids want to win just as much as the coach does, and the coach wants to win just as much as the kids do, so they're all in this together.
Riley looking inside.
Zone this time by Cavaliers.
Little 3-2. Persing in and out. So he got hot early and he's cooled off a little bit. Now Scranton Prep can take their first lead since it was 22-21.
Yeah, Danville got a good look. I don't know if to see Prep stay in that zone. I think it might have been just one time.
Great hands by Dressler.
Now they're staying in it, staying in the zone, Prep is. Now the high post is where Harwood likes to hang out and do his work.
Well, they had Harward as Victor put a nice screen on Rossi.
Yeah, and that's where it was going if the ball wasn't kicked. Then he would have been wide open. You're right, Bob. Screening in the back of the zone. And now Prep's back man-to-man. Yeah, that was just one or two looks they gave him for zone, and they didn't like what they saw.
Harward, pump fake. Can't make it. Victor blocked. Harward, fouled, hoop in the arm. For the 6'3" senior going to the free throw line to complete the three-point play.
Boy, relentless on the boards. Victor gets one. They blocked his shot, and then they pops right into Harward's hands, and he couldn't get another one. Rossi picks up the foul.
So 10 for Dante Harward. Back to a 3-point lead for Danville.
I would venture to say, Bob, that Dante Harward is the strongest and most physical player that Prep's played against this year.
Scranton Prep playing in only Lackawanna League Division I schedule this year. I should say Lackawanna League schedule, Division I and Division II. Same thing for Danville. Played a Heartland schedule only.
Oh, there's Riley again with the hands.
Ferguson shot off the mark. And timeout called? Oh, that's our timeout. I got into the game, 50-47. Danville leads. Final 3:42 on the way. I wanted more. We are enjoying a great District 2 versus District 4 PIAA first round playoff game here at the St. Francis Xavier Center in downtown Scranton. Bye-bye, Doug Walsh. 50-47 is your score. Danville leads Scranton Prep. Danville has 4 timeouts left. Scranton Prep 3. Danville will be shooting 1-1 as Scranton Prep has 7 fouls. The Ironmen have 5 fouls. So the last 3:41 may come down to a free throw shooting contest, Doug Walsh. These two teams doing pretty good tonight, but overall there's like 61%, both of them on the year.
Yeah, don't be surprised if Dressler, Gordon, and this fella have the ball in their hands most of the time.
Knocked away from Victor.
He's on the boards all the time, Victor. He's around that glass almost every possession. Now, Coach Kettle drew something up in the timeout, a little circle around the outside, and then you got to go all the way through, and they're going to get Ferguson coming back on a screen down inside. See if it works. Now they bottle him up.
Bednars and Rossi have done a bulk of the scoring here in the second half. They need to find another scorer. Sorensen was open for a second.
If you're Prep, you got to be patient and get a good one. Don't try to force up one.
Bednars way downtown, no good. What a board by Noah Sorensen at 6'2" junior.
That was who said one of the keys to the game was to keep them off the offensive glass. You don't expect that guy to come in and get an offensive board, but couldn't come at a better time.
Off the bench for 2. So we're back to a 1-point game. Knocked away, still on. Both teams on the floor. Possession arrow will go to Danville.
Dressler having this is the 3rd or 4th time. He's just lost the handle himself. He's having a little trouble handling that ball.
Robert Rossi back in as Brandon Roach takes a seat, and a 30-second timeout going to be called from the Danville coaching staff.
It'll be interesting to see now if Coach Grozier drafts something up here in the timeout to try to get Harward a one-on-one situation or a post-up situation or something strong going to the basket. Now, as I said before, normally when he takes it out, they try to get him out of curl, but Prep's had that bottled up so far tonight, so maybe just one little tweak on it. See if they can get a good look.
Riverside girls losing to Loyal Sock with 4 minutes left. Kylie Lavelle, their star player, is fouled out. in that game, according to the NAPA Sports Nation. So two very good teams out there in girls AAA. I kind of like having the champions. I know you like to see the Cinderellas come up, but here it's all district champs. So we know you battle through a regular season, you battle through the district tournament, and you get right to the state playoffs.
Well, you know, the reward too then is about, if you win this game, you're in the Elite Eight, you know, so you're halfway home to the state title.
Dressler may be blocked as he hung there. So a chance for Scranton Prep to take a lead. Coming up near the 2-minute mark in this game in downtown Scranton.
Now, you know, in a game like this, Bob, this is where you'd like to have your student body and your home, your home fans trying to cheer you on, and they can give you a lift.
Rossi comes up a little gimp. Kind of slipped on that one. Prep now going to do a full court press. Gordon with the ball. See what Danville wants to do with it. They want to go inside.
Yeah.
And Sorensen going to get a foul on Riley. And they like to post Riley a lot.
He's too strong for Sorensen down there, and he was posting him up, and Sorensen was trying to body him out, but they ticketed him for a foul. And now you got, you know, Riley, it's not a bad foul because he's a little suspect at the line.
That was back of the rim.
Yeah, he's only 59% on the year. So that one worked out for the Cavaliers.
As I said, I think it's going to come down to a free throw shooting contest.
No, that's why you have to have your free throw shooters on the floor, and you have to have the ball in their hands, both teams.
90 seconds in this one. Rossi has already hit two. Oh, that was in, and then it came out.
Wow, that was halfway down.
Yeah.
Well, Persing, I guess what goes around comes around, because Persing had halfway down and his came out. Now Rossi has one halfway down and his came out.
Danville kind of spreading the floor now. Let's see what Scranton Prep wants to do. Riley threw it away and it went off of Richter, and it's going to be Prep ball. Minute 1 to play in this one.
Well, Richter was going in for the rebound on Riley's drive, and Riley threw it a little bit too hard, and Richter couldn't handle it.
Yep, Andrew Kettle's going to call a timeout. 56 seconds left. Doug Walsh, what's he going to say? Play for the last shot?
Nah, I don't think I would, but he may. I don't know. I wouldn't. I'd take the first available good one. Now, Danville has a foul to give, so keep that in mind before they send Prep to the bonus. But yeah, I think you might want to go inside, outside. You maybe try to dump it inside and then come back outside. That'd be interesting to see what Danville, what defense they come out in. They played zone most of the night. They played 1-3-1. They played 2-3. See if they zone up just the way they've been doing this entire game, or they come out and try to change things up. If you're Danville, you got to make sure it's one and done. If they get a shot off and they miss for Prep, you got to get the rebound. And if you're Danville and Prep scores, I'd get it and go. You know, I think that's what Coach Grozier's talking about. That's the way that's their style of play. They get it out and they go quick. They have a good sideline break anyway. But we'll see what Coach Kettle draws up. You know, a lot of times too, you got to say, you can look your guys in the eye and you can see who wants to take the shot. Obviously, your first choice would be Bednar's, and I would imagine your second choice would be inside to Rossi. But whoever has the open one, you take it.
3 timeouts left for Danville. 2 for Scranton Prep. As Doug just said, Danville has a foul to give. Danville's in the zone.
They stay in the straight 2-3 zone.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
Bednar's corner, no good. Knocked around. Both teams dive for it, and it's picked up by Sorensen. But on the floor remains Matt Cobb. They've already lost Mike Scoff to an apparent knee injury. And now another starter, Matt Cobb, remains on the floor. 38 seconds left.
Well, Riley is holding his head. You see him rubbing his head there. He dove on that ball, and I think he may have hit the knee of Cobb. Great hustle by both teams, though. Long shot, long rebound. They ran something for Bednarz, as you would expect, in the corner. Got a pretty good look. Just didn't fall, but then the rebound came out long, and had Riley got to it, he was off to the races. But good hustle here. Here you see it. Yeah, the head of Riley or the knee of Cobb, one or the other, hit each other. So that right on top of the kneecap, that kind of hurts. Same situation though, Bob. Now just 38 seconds to go. Same thing.
Yeah, kind of took out a knee.
Yeah.
Diving for the ball. Both teams want this win badly to move on in the state playoffs. They're sacrificing literally their bodies here.
Yeah, and then on the way down, you didn't see that at the end of the play.
Hit his head?
He kind of banged his face off the floor. Yeah, they're treating his chin or his nose or something here. He may have some blood. Yeah, if when you're on his way down, he didn't have a chance to brace himself, and I think his head bounced off the floor a little bit.
So the Danville and Scranton Prep faithful all with worried faces, as Matt Cobb, the 6'2" junior, remains on the floor, and an opportunity now, well, you know, for both coaches kind of settle their teams down, work out what they want to do in the last 38 seconds.
Now, it's funny how things in basketball go around, they come around. You know, the last game Danville played, yeah,
we'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll return to this PIAA state game. We're back in downtown Scranton. Matt Cobb remains on the floor, tending to his chin. Dr. Welby's out there along with the training staff, and that is the holdup, not the knee. Seems like banged his chin on the surface, so we remain in a timeout. Congratulations to Loyal Sock. They eliminated Riverside tonight in the 3A girls tournament, 60-47. Riverside boys are going to play. Scranton Prep girls are all here. Bob Baviglia, the coach, is here. Undefeated season for them, headed into the state tournament, something they missed out on last year and thought, hey, we could get to the state finals. They have that same feeling tonight, or this year, I should say.
Yeah, I think they have a solid team. They played well together. And they got some good players. They share the ball. Coach Baviglia does a real good job with that squad.
Some of the girls are in attendance here. They don't play till Saturday. They'll play right here again. So good round of applause for junior Matt Cobb. A little wobbly coming off.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, great hustle and just banged his face off the floor. But, you know, as I started to say, Bob, before we went to break, it's funny how things in basketball can go around and come around. Like Danville wins one not at the buzzer, but pretty close to the buzzer. Won't be surprised if you see the reverse happen here today. Prep win one at the buzzer or late.
That's the way basketball goes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thrill of victory and agony of defeat. That old saying, remember?
Yeah.
Why world of sports?
Wide world of sports. Yeah.
Yep. And it could be a game to game, and that's why what sports is really.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, you know, if you're these two teams, you have to have enjoyed playing this game. No matter, you know, certainly you'd feel a lot better when you come out if you win, but this had to be a fun game for these guys to be playing and coaching, because it's been a great ball game.
So you get a stoppage like this, your emotions are really high, and then you put a break on it. How do you get it back now? You have 38 seconds left.
Yeah, it's almost like coming out of halftime. You know, you gotta come off to certainly you got to get off to a fresh start, a real fast start, because there's only 38 seconds to go in the ball game.
And it will be Scranton Prep ball. 50-49 is the score. Danville does have a foul to give, as you said. When do they do that? You probably do it under 10 if you're going to do it, right?
Yeah, if it's good, you know, if somebody's driving to the hole or you get beat out top, okay, then you may want to reach around and grab. Certainly, if somebody gets a wide open look down low, you're going to foul them and make them make the foul shots rather than give them an easy one.
So here we go. Prep on top. Danville still in that 3-2 zone.
Now 4 out and 1 in for Prep. Circle around Ferguson.
Rossi tried to push it. Back to Rossi. Ferguson thought about it, pushing it. Bednarz. We got tangled up,
KJ
no
Riley
foul
on the
called.
defense.
And it will be Prep ball.
KJ Riley poked it away. Now there's 10 seconds to go. Now Coach Kettle wants a timeout.
Yep. Well, it looked like Gavin was held, but you know, let's hear it again.
Well, you see the defense by KJ Riley gets his hands in there and almost forced the turnover, but
hey, if you're Danville to take that one, Zach Gordon
well, you know,
had his hand in there.
Well, even if they called the foul, they had one to give anyway,
That's
so
right.
they were playing rough anyway. But
well, now you have one to give. So
now you do have one to give.
Left, so.
Yeah, with 10 seconds to go. So again, same thing. If somebody gets a drive toward the basket, you may want to commit that foul and make them take the ball out of bounds again. If you're Danville, you got to be careful of the inbounder. A lot of teams like to run plays for the inbounder. People forget the inbounder.
Well, Prep's already done that, and I think Danville's done it on their end as well on out-of-bounds play. And exactly that's what Danville won the other night on an out-of-bounds play. Persing was wide open, and he was quoted as saying he actually thought about the shot, which is amazing because it looked like he was in slow motion. He paused, and then he just, you know, left-handed, and he had nothing but net.
Yeah,
ended up being the game winner.
His teammates said as soon as he shot it, they knew it was in.
Yeah.
But now don't forget, Bob, with 20 seconds to go, same scenario here with 10 seconds to go here tonight. Mifflinburg had the ball underneath their own basket, and Percy came up with the steal to give them that opportunity to get the shot. So watch the defense here for Danville.
And Ironman a foul to give. Prep ball out of bounds. Winner takes on Middletown Saturday. Into Rossi, almost lost it. Taken away. Great defense by Aiden Wichter, the senior, into Dressler's hands. He's fouled, he'll go to the line.
Well, as we said, a good defense by Danville.
Coach Kettle from Scranton Prep calls timeout, his last one of the game. A full timeout will stay right here. Now, even if he hits 2, it's still a one-possession game. You have that foul to give.
Yep. So, you know, if you're Danville, certainly you want to try to make these. Who's shooting? Wichter, or is it?
I think it's Dressler.
It's Dressler. Oh, so Dressler's on the line, 73%. You know, and it's funny too. Now you got your senior on the line, your best player. He's kind of struggled tonight. Now he's got a chance to, you know.
He's hit 2 free throws, so that's
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. And he's been there a couple times, so he's kind of feeling good. And look at, even though he's having a tough night, he's the guy you'd like to have. Him or Harwood, that's who you'd like to have in the line. So they got the guy in the line that they want. All right, so now if he makes 1 or 2, either way, Prep's going to have a chance with, what is it, 5 points something to go?
Yeah, but you take a couple seconds off, you could foul in the backcourt.
Yeah.
And you still get the ball out of bounds, and they still have another last chance. But
Here's the thing about the fouling now. You want to wait till they come up into the front court because it's going to take them 2 or 3 seconds.
Okay.
Then you want to commit the foul. As soon as it comes in after 1 second goes off in the back court, you don't want to commit the foul there because it doesn't do you any good. But now you also have to be Preps, are they crafty enough to get a shot off when they know that they're going to maybe receive a foul? So you get a shot off and.
So Jagger Dressler, top player in District 4. He's going to go to the line, shooting 1 and 1. Makes the first. 3 for 3 on the line tonight. He has 9 points. He averages 20. So the rest of his teammates have definitely picked up Danville tonight. This will be a huge state win for the Ironmen.
Now, there's plenty of time for Prep. There's 6.8 on the clock.
Oh, he missed it. 6 seconds. Into the corner. The shot off the rim, knocked away, and Danville comes into Scranton, and they pull off the 2-point victory over the Cavaliers.
You got to credit that solid defense again by Danville. They did it from start to finish tonight. Great high school basketball game.
Well, Doug, your last thoughts on the season and on tonight's game?
I'm impressed by both of these teams. They both played their hearts out, and congratulations to Danville, and congratulations to Scranton Prep. They put on a great effort.
They had a last-second shot. Bednar's missed it, but that's the guy who wants to shoot it, and it came up short. So, 2 close wins. Danville advances into the state playoffs. They take on Middletown on Saturday. Doug, great season. Thanks for doing everything that you do, buddy. Thanks for
Thank you,
another
Robert.
great year. We'll be back next year with high school hoops here on MyTV. I'm going to go down the floor. We're gonna get our players of the game, and they'll be right after this. Once again, the final score, Danville 51, Scranton Prep 49. We're back with our Allied Services players of the game. And for Danville, senior KJ Riley. And KJ, congratulations. What does this win mean for you guys this season?
I mean, it's another step in our journey. We're hoping to make it to the Eastern Final, and we think we can win the next couple of games to get there. And it means a lot to us as a group. We've been playing since we were little, and just coming out and winning that game just meant the world.
Scranton Prep came out at halftime, put up some big points. You guys weathered the storm. What was the difference for you tonight?
Physicality.
Yeah.
Well, in the paint, we're getting steals, we're getting boards. Just in the paint, playing well down low.
Can you appreciate tonight's win? I mean, the way the season's gone for you guys, the COVID and everything. Just coming up here to Scranton to play. Now you advance. What does it mean?
I mean, it means everything.
Yeah.
Being able to move on in this tournament is so big. At Danville, we don't really see that much here, and coming out winning that game is just big.
Well, we're going to try to grab Dante. He's over there with
Dante!
Mom. So we're going to call Dante Harward over. As Doug said, probably one of the more physical players we've seen so far this season. And step up to the mic, Dante. Congratulations. What's this win mean for you guys tonight?
Oh, my God. Honestly, it means a lot for us and the whole team. It means a lot.
You want to play physical. You get to play physical. Talk to me about the way it was played down low tonight for you guys.
I mean, I don't know. There's no words, man. Like we played amazing inside and out, and it showed. All the hard work through the season really paid off.
What does it say about the team? When you weathered the storm from Scranton Prep, they came out with a big third and fourth quarter, but you come here and pull out the victory.
Mm-hmm. For sure. They definitely came out and they, kept up the intensity the whole game. So, like I said, we prepared each other for these moments and practices. So we were definitely ready for it.
Okay, have a good trip back to Danville.
Thank you.
And you're going to take on Middletown on Saturday. Good luck in that game.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Dante Harward. So congratulations to the Ironmen of Danville, the District 4 4A champs. They're going to move on into the state playoff and take on Middletown on Saturday. Scranton Prep ends the season 13-6. They'll regroup and come back next year, as will we, here on Allied Services High School Hoops, sponsored by Hazleton Honda. We had a great season. Got 9 games in this year, and we couldn't do it without our great crew, Bill Murphy and Steve Phillips, the director and producer, and all the entire crew at the Fox 56 Sports TV station. They did an excellent job, as always, in high school hoops. So for Doug Walsh, for Billy Jones, for Matt Schaefer, who all did games with me this year, this is Bob Ide saying so long and good luck to all of our area teams in the state playoffs.
You're watching Allied Services High School Hoops on MyTV WQMY. Sponsored by Hazleton Honda.